Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's start. So yesterday we have already discussed about the structure. So one more time, I'm repeat that one. So structure is a place where we can define different types of data, and there is a three thing when we work with a structure. So you have to declare the structure first with the struct keyword. Until or unless you use the struct keyword, it not specify to the compiler that it is work as a structure. Basically, struct keyword is work as a identifier. After that, declaring struct, after that we have to declare the structure name. So according to the previous example, so we have written the program about storing and display the information of student. So in that particular case, according to that problem statement, we have used our structure name as student. So after declaring after that structure name, in between second bracket open close, we have to declare the information. What the information is this? The information of the user wants to store against a student, because information of a student means there is a lots of information about a student. So between them, for example, we have taken 2 or 3 information for a particular student. So basically when we work with a structure, we have to first define to the compiler that how my structure looks like. Means first declare the structure name with the help of struct keyword. After that, second bracket open close, we have to declare our information, or we say that our structure member with its data type. Now, if you take the previous example of yesterday example, we have taken 3 different things. One is roll number, and obviously any person's roll number is a integer value. So it is obviously int roll. After that, we have to store the name of that particular student. So we have taken, for that purpose, we have taken the string, which is char. After that, string name. After that, within third bracket open close, the string size. And we taken a fees as for example, and take this fees as a float data type. So these 3 things are called a structure member. These 3 information actually I'm going to store for each and every student. So my structure is looks like in that way, that the structure name is student, and in between this structure, all these 3 data or all these 3 variables are basically structure member and declared with its data type. So this is my simple structure declaration. So after second bracket close, the concept is you just tell the compiler, till now you just tell the compiler what is your structure, what is your structure name, what is your structure member, all those things. But now the question is, if your class exists 60 students, now you have to store all the information, all these 3 information of 60 students each. So we have to specify to the compiler that I'm going to store the information of 60 students. 60 students. So these 60 students each are called structure variable. What is structure variable? This structure variable accessed all the structure member. Student 1 যেমন structure member কে access করবে, student 15 ও করবে, and student 60 ও করবে. So structure variable is this, which variables actually access in between the structure all the structure members. So after second bracket close, we have declared a array. Why array? Because it is not possible or it is not feasible that we have to declare 60 different names for 60 different students. It's quite impossible. That's why we are declared here a array. Like we are writing S within third bracket open close the size of the array. So S is treated as a array, but this array means it is basically for 5 students or say 10 students. Now I am working with 5 students, so now I am declaring S within third bracket open close 5. So now my aim is I am going to store the 3 information of each 5 student and display the 3 information of these 5 students each. So this is my problem statement. So in case of 5 students, if I'm talking about the 5 students, suppose I'm talking about 10 students, suppose I'm storing the 60 students information, it is quite impossible that we have to declare the 60 names differently. In that particular case, we have just declared a array, and these array access all the structure member in between the student structure. Because I am declaring this S5, it is basically a structure variable. It is an array, fine, but it is treated as a structure variable. It's treated as a structure variable. So obviously now I'm going to execute a loop and I'm going to store the information of 5 students, because I'm going to put the information of first student roll number, name, fees, for second student roll number, name, fees. So same thing is happen for 5 times. 5 times it will repeat 5 times. That's why we are going to execute a loop for that, because same thing is working again and again until the condition is false. So it is not required at all that you have give all the 5, means 5 into 3 means 15 informations. If I am talking about the 5 students, so it is not feasible at all that you have to input, that you have input 15 information each. If I am talking about the 5 students, just think about if anyone who wants to store the information of 100 students, and rather than 3 there is a many more information may be there. So it is not possible for the programmer that he or she have to insert all the 100 people's information separately. So we have to execute a loop for that reason. So if we execute a loop for 100 people, so obviously if we execute a loop for 5 people also, my program is much more easier. So simply we execute a for loop and we store the information of 5 students. Similarly, we execute a for loop and display all the information according to the roll number or something like that. So this is the structure. I'm talking about the one example that I'm storing the information of student. Suppose I'm storing the information of a particular book. I'm storing the information of particular book. Suppose I have a library, and in obviously there line between the library there is a many books are there. So now I am to store all the information within one program. How? Similar, you just create a structure, you write in that way that struct, suppose your structure name is book, because you are going to store the information about book. So struct book. After that, in between the second bracket open close, you declare all the information which you are actually want to store for a particular book. Suppose book name, book author, book account, or whatever specific number is there. So this number, price, something like that. So all the information means you have to declare against on that particular information, but logically you have to declare the structure member with its data type. See, if we store the name of the book, we have to declare again a string. If we store the author of the book, again we have to declare the string. Suppose I'm going to store the price of that book, so we have to declare the data type as a float. We want to store the particular number of a book, again this is a integer type of data type. So something like that for what you are actually store for a particular book, what information you actually store for a particular book, you have just, it's totally depend on you. Then take all those information and convert it into the logical part and declare all the structure member with its data type according to your information. So all the information are move on to the logical, or say in a coding part, that we have to declare all these information logically, and this information basically treated as a structure member. So we have to declare a variable name, particular variable name, whatever the variable is. It may be string, it may be a float type of variable, it may be character type of integer type of variable, whatever it is. So all the information move on to the structure member with its data type. So after that, the same way, if I am talking about that we have to store the information of 60 students, so similar thing, we have to store the information of 100 books or 50 books. So similarly, you declare a array, say B20 or 25 or 30, whatever you want. And similar way, now we are going to execute a previous example. So in a similar way, you have written this program also. The concept, the structure declaration concept is same. Just you have to know that how do you declare the structure member and how do you pass the parameter to that particular structure member. And we are already know that when we pass the parameter to the particular structure member, we use dot operator. We are working with that one also, that we are already writing si dot role. So using this dot, we are actually assigning the parameter or say the value to that particular structure member. So one time for you are collecting the values from the user, because you are actually store the information first, then you display the information according to the roll number or something like that. So when we input the values for a particular student, for a particular input the information of a particular student, so in that case you have to use the dot operator for entering the information for the particular student. Similarly, when we print the information of that particular student, we have to use the dot operator again. So using this dot operator, we are actually passing the parameter to the structure member. So this is a simple things about structure. Now we are going to execute the program, the previous program, because previous class this is not completed. So we have to just complete that one. And it is not like that ki onno kono program structure use kore lekha jabe na. It is not like that. It is only for storing the information of a student, it's storing the information of a book. It's not like that. You have to execute all the programs using structure. It may be the addition program, it may be the largest program, it may be the roots finding method, it may be the approximate root finding method, whatever you want to write. If you use structure, no problem. It is not like that ki কোনো স্টুডেন্টের ইনফরমেশন বা বুকের ইনফরমেশন বা এর ইনফরমেশন তার ইনফরমেশন ছাড়া আর কোনো প্রোগ্রাম স্ট্রাকচার ইউজ করে লেখা যায় না। It is not like that. You write your program, whatever your problem statement is, you write your program using structure as well. No problem with that. We are writing all those programs also. So first we complete this program first, then we talk about the another program. So now I'm going to share the screen. Okay, so till now in a previous class we have written that line. Okay, so I'm just explaining that one again. So this is my structured name. This is after struct keyword. So this is work as an identifier, and this is my structured name, which is in this according to my problem statement. I am going to store the information of a student. That's why I am using here student, nothing else. If you want, then you can use std or stud, whatever you want, but obviously the meaningful name. And in between the second bracket open close, I am declaring all the information which I want to store for a particular student. Say roll is obviously an integer value. Name, see this is a string. So name means always it must be store the characters only. So the data type is char and it's treated as a string. And I'm going to store the fees of a particular student. Now I'm taking this as a float because maybe the fees is something point something may be there. So for that particular reason, I'm taking that one as a float, nothing else. Now this is my structure looks like. So this is my structure. Now the question is, and the compiler wants to know that how many students information you are actually going to store. So for that particular reason, I'm declaring here this S5. Why? This S5 is treated as a structure variable because I'm going to store in, suppose in place of 5 student, I'm going to store the information of 60 student. I'm writing in that way also, std1, std2, std3, something like that. All the 60 different variables I'm declaring here, but it is not feasible because our complexity is much more bigger than that. And what is complexity? I'm talking about that one later. So the running time, compile time run or runtime run, whatever you say, the time is, or say the memory stored in between the computer when this program is runs, the amount, the memory location amount is large. So it is not feasible for any program. We have always tried to less down the complexity of any program. So this is our motto. So in place of declaring this 60 variable differently, we just taking a array. We just taking a array. See, this is a array. Now the question is, ma'am, you are already saying that when we declare a array, we have to declare it with its data type. Then why not declare here a data type for that array? Because this array not treated as a single array. This array is called in between this structure. It means that I am just going to store or going to occupy the index number or the memory location. See, when we declare S60, it is very obvious that somewhere in a computer's memory location, I'm going to occupy a place which name is S. And we all know that if this is an array, so its lower index starting with 0 and upper index ending with n-1. In that particular case, lower index is 0 and upper index is 4. It is obvious. But in between this S0, I'm going to store all the 3 information of each student. But it's possible in between the structure. In a normal array, it is not possible that you are going to store all these three information in a single index number. It's not possible. But in case of structure, because this is my structure variable, whatever the variable is an array, I'm taking this as an array, but it is actually, it means that the zeroth position or the lower index store the information of this three for a particular student. So student one information, student one, these three information are going to store in a s zeroth position. So that's why here we don't declare any data type for that array, because this array is declared as a structure variable of this particular structure. It is not treated as a normal array. So in between the s zeroth position is going to store all these three information for a student one. For a student one. So it is continue till we move on to the upper index, which is 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically in this way, we actually store the information of 5 students. All these three information of 5 students. So this array is treated as a structure variable. So my total structure declaration is complete. So I am declaring the struct and structure name, structure member, and structure variable. All are done. Now move on to the main function. So I'm taking a I here for executing a loop, nothing else. So this is treated as a loop variable. And now I'm going to store the information. So I'm just print that line. And now I'm executing the loop for read the information from the user. So first we have to read the information, or user store the information first, then compiler display the same to the output screen. So for that reason we execute a loop here. Why? Because same thing happens for the 5 times. Same thing happens for the 5 times. So that's why we execute a loop here. Okay. So obviously the loop lower index starting from 0. That's why I initialized with 0. The condition is I less than 5 because I have 5 students. So indexing starting from 0 with ending with 4, total 5 times, and the increment is I++. Okay. So after that, I'm going to insert the roll number for student 1. Roll number for student 1. How do I am going to store this one? That si dot roll. Roll means what? Roll is this structure member. So basically I am assigning the value to the structure member. I am passing the parameter to the structure member using dot operator. So si, why si? Because I'm going to store this roll in between this s zeroth position, first position of your array, and the roll number is I+1. So in this line, I'm going to insert the roll number one by one. Just I'm taking the first student, which is roll number is 1. So I'm just giving the roll number, as well as I'm also giving the name and fees. Okay. So for that reason, I'm not entering here 1. I'm entering here because if I'm writing here 1, so for the second time when loop is executed, for the second student, the roll number is 1 automatically. But this is not true. For second student, roll number is 2. That's why I'm writing in this way that I+1. So what is the I value? 0. So 0 plus 1. So for the first student, roll number is 1. When the loop is executed for the second time, when I value is 1. So 1 plus 1. So second student, roll number 2. So in that way, whatever the student number is, all are given the roll numbers in a manner from 1 to 60 or 1 to 100 or 1 to 5, whatever you say. And I'm just print the roll number here, nothing else. See, for roll number %d, because roll is an integer type of data, that's why %d, and si dot roll, si dot roll, not only roll. There is a no existence for only writing the roll, because your roll is a structure member in between the student structure. And S5, this is your structure variable. So you have to specify that roll number of which student, and whatever this roll number, where is actually this has been to store. So this is stored into the GS 0th position, which is a information of student 1, which can store the information of student 1. That's why I'm writing here for roll number %d. %d is fine because structure roll is a integer type of variable. That's why %d. But you have to write in this place that si dot roll, not only roll. Until or unless you mention the structure variable, it compiler doesn't understand what is the meaning of a single roll, because there is a no existence of single role, single name or single phase. All are in between the structure. All are treated as a structure member. And these variable, all 5 times means all the 5 students are actually going to store these 3 information individually. So until or unless I'm not telling that one, compiler doesn't understand 0th পজিশনে আমি এই রোলটা বসাবো, না আমি 1 পজিশনে এই রোলটা বসাবো, নাকি না 2 পজিশনে বসাবো, কোন পজিশনে বসাবো, because this is my structure variable. So you have to declare the structure variable dot then roll number. Now your roll number actually assigned for the 0th position, means the first student roll number. Now the next thing is I'm going to store the name of the student, because according to my structure member, the second information is student name. So in that particular case we have to write printf backslash n enter name, okay, and semicolon scanf. Now we have to input the student name. Now when we declare the information or data member name, it is very obvious, or it is very clear to us that this is a string. And we are know that when we work with a string, when user input some character as a string to the compiler, we use %s. We use %s. We all know that when we writing the name program, show the name. So see, we declare here as a scanf line %s, because this is my string. It's treated as a string because this array store only the character types of value. That's why this is treated as a string. So in that particular place we declare %s. And এটাও তোমরা জানো যে যখন আমরা স্ট্রিং এর ইউজার ইনপুট নিয়েছি, আমরা কোনো অ্যাম্বারশন ইউজ করিনি, right? We don't use any ampersand. If I am writing in a scanf using scanf line, I am not writing any ampersand. So here I am just writing si dot again name, because I am going to store the information or the name of the first student, which is also stored into the S0th position, because now I'm placed in a first time when the loop is executed. So all the information are going to store for the student 1. I'm talking about student 1 only. I'm not talking about student 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. I'm just inputting this information of student 1. Forget about all those other things. I'm just inputting the information, these 3 information of student 1. So when my loop is executed for the first time, we have A's 0th position, nothing else. A's 0th position, because I'm writing Si here and I is initialized with 0. So I have A's 0th position. So in between A's 0th position, which is a lower index position of my array, I'm going to already store the roll number, which is a roll number of first student of my list. First student of my list. Now I'm going to insert name of this first student. That's why again I'm writing here percentage, because this is a string. This structure member is treated as a string. That's why this is a percentage. After that is I, again is 0 dot name. Whatever the input is there, ABC, whatever the name is, this name actually stored into the A's 0th position after roll number. After roll number. So roll number is done, name is done. Now there is a semicolon. One more information is left, which is fees. Now I'm going to insert that one. So enter fees, scanf, percent f, because the data type of fees is float. So percent f, comma, in that case we have to use ampersand, because we know that when we work with a float type of variable and when we this is a user input, we have to use ampersand. Only in case of string there is no ampersand. Other than that we have to write the ampersand. So si dot fees, again si dot fees. Okay, so all the information, all these 3 information, whatever my structure members are, all these information I'm going to put for student 1. Now see, after compiler executing this line, it will again move on to this place. Now I is incremented by 1. So now what is the I value? I value is 1. So S1 dot roll is equal to 1 plus 1. For the second time, S1, because I value is 1, is equal to 1 plus 1. Sorry, 1 plus 1 means for the second time when my loop is executed, I'm going to store the information of second student, which roll number is 2. Now whatever the name I am inputting, it is stored against S1, mean the second position of your array, because I is already incremented by 1. And whatever the fees I am inputting, it is also stored into the S1 position. So all again for the second time, all these 3 information are stored for the student 2. Now move on to the next, because until or unless this condition is false, the loop is executed repeated times. Now my I value is 2, means the third position of your array, which is going to store the information of the third student of your class, means here is 2. Now the I value is 2. So the roll number of student 3 is 3, and the name and the fees all are stored in between the S2. All are stored in between the S2. So in that way, the loop is executed for 3, loop is executed for 4. Okay, so all the information S0, S1, S2, S3, S4. So 5 student information is already done. Now, when the loop is executed for the 6th time, when the I value is 5. So 5 less than 5, this is not a true condition. That's why it is not entered into that part. Because we know that if the condition of for loop is false, then compiler doesn't enter into the loop body. So it will just move out from the loop body and execute the other part of your program. So in this way, you store the information of all these 5 students. Now, according to our problem statement, we have to display the same thing, whatever the information I am already stored for the 5 student. Now I'm going to display the same to my output monitor, nothing else. So for that reason also, we have to execute the for loop again. Because if for storing purpose I'm execute a loop, for displaying purpose I'm going to execute a loop once more time. Because in case of 60 students, it is not possible that I am going to write all the information, displaying information in a 60 times. So 60 into 3 means 180 times. 180 lines is there. It's not possible. So here I'm just execute our for loop again. So I less than 5 and I plus plus, second bracket open. Now simple, we have to display our information, nothing else. Display our information, nothing else. Simple, we have written here printf. So we have to display roll, name and fees according to the roll number. So I'm going to display all this information according to the roll number. So I'm writing in that way that roll number, roll number, or okay fine, roll number %d comma I plus 1. Why? Because first time my loop is executed. First time my loop is executed. Now the question is, why I'm not writing here si.roll? You are saying that you have to pass the parameter to the structure member using dot operator. But in that particular line, we don't use or we don't write any si.roll because not requirement. I'm just printing the roll number in a ascending order, nothing else. So why I'm writing si.roll? It's not required at all. Because if I'm writing in that way, see, roll number %d, we know that because roll is an integer and I'm just print the value of I plus 1. So when the loop is executed 5 times, it is already incremented for the 5 time, nothing else. So for student 1, roll number 1, student 2, roll number 2, and student 3, roll number 3 or something like that. So that for that particular reason, we don't use here any si.roll. We just simple incremented the I and write down the I plus 1, nothing else. Okay, so my roll number is done. Now we have to print the name. So printf \n name puts. Why I'm writing here puts? Because we know that using putS function, I'm going to print the string directly. We know that. When we doing the string program, we know that using puts function, I'm directly print the string. So whatever the name is, it's treated as a string. Now I'm simply write it as a si dot name. Si dot name, not only name. Si dot name. Just remember or puts down all this little thing. I'm writing si dot name, not I'm writing only name. Because if I'm writing here name only, the compiler confused that which name we are going to print. Because I'm not defining to the compiler that which position name you are going to print. Until or unless you enter this si, compiler doesn't understand what position name you are actually going to print. That's why you have to declare the si. Now I'm going to print the name of 0th position. So whatever the name is stored in between the s 0th position, it will display me, nothing else. So this is a name of the first student. Name of the first student, treated as like that. Okay, and we have to print the marks. So printf marks percent if comma si, sorry, not marks, sorry, this is fees. So si dot fees. Done? All done? So I'm just store the information of a student and it is executed for the 5 time, and I'm going to print the information of a student. It will also executed for the 5 time. So if I'm writing or running this program, see for roll number 1, so I'm directly inputting the roll number for I plus 1. So for roll number 1 is directly print. It's not problem. Now I'm going to write here, suppose my name, and I'm putting some value here, suppose something like that. Okay, now I'm entering. For student roll number 2 means student 2, I'm entering some name here and I'm entering here some value. Again, I'm entering a name. I'm entering some, sorry, I'm entering some fees for student 4. I'm just inputting haphazard wise. And this is my last name. Okay, so I'm inputting all these things and see what he will print. That everybody see the output. See, in that particular place, I'm going to read all the information of a student, all the information of a 5 student. Now it will print in that way, that roll number 1, student name is that, fees is that. For roll number 2, for roll number 2, student name is that, fees is 2, or something like that. It's much more clear that print one more line here, printf displaying the information of students. Okay, and one more thing, printf okay, now I'm going to run this one. Suppose again one more time I'm writing this must be a new line. Okay, so little bit problem. Okay, fine. So displaying the information of a student. Now see, roll number 1, all this information for roll number 1, all this information for roll number 2, all this information for roll number 3, and all the information of roll number 4 and 5 also. So in this way, you read the information of a particular student and display the information of a particular student. Not only the particular student, whatever your student number is, if you want, then you entering 5 times, you entering 10 times, whatever it is. So this is a simple program for storing the information of 5 students. If you want, then you can store the information of any other thing, maybe book, maybe anything other. Okay, now tell me, if I'm finding the largest of 3 numbers using structure, how do I write that one? Any idea? If I'm writing the the largest program among 3 numbers using structure, how do I write that one? What is the structure declaration? What is a logic? How do I write that one? Can you please tell me?
Ma'am, first we need to construct a structure and then
How,
we will define how.
what should I do right here? How do I define a structure?
मैम स्ट्राक्ट कीवर्ड लिखे स्ट्राक्ट নাম্বার ফলে একটা স্ট্রাকচার ডিফাইন করুন
Struct, then
স্ট্রাক্ট
number
নাম্বার বলে একটা
লিখলাম, তারপর
মানে ইন্ট এবিসি
int abc,
হ্যাঁ
তারপর after that
No, ma'am, int a only. Then after that, struct a bracket 3.
সেকেন্ড ব্র্যাকেটের বাইরে একটা ভ্যারিয়েবল ডিক্লেয়ার করব
কি ভ্যারিয়েবল ডিক্লেয়ার করব? এইখানে ভ্যারিয়েবল ডিক্লেয়ার করব। করলাম, কিভাবে করব এখানে ভ্যারিয়েবল ডিক্লেয়ার? আর তোমার এই যে 3টে জিনিস ডিক্লেয়ার করলে, এটা কি জিনিস? স্ট্রাকচার মেম্বার। 3টে ইনফরমেশন তুমি কোথা থেকে পাবে গো? তিনটে ইনফরমেশন কোথা থেকে আসছে? If you declare int abc, means you have 3 different information for a particular variable, whatever your variable is. Suppose I am taking n1, n2, n3 because I am going to find out the largest of 3 numbers. So as a structure member, I am taking n1, n2 and n3. Fine, no problem. So n1 access a, n1 access b, n1 access c. Now tell me, what about this a, b, c? What are those things? Just tell me.
ম্যাম এগুলো স্ট্রাকচার এলিমেন্ট তো
হ্যাঁ, স্ট্রাকচার এলিমেন্ট, তাতে কোনো প্রবলেম নেই। স্ট্রাকচার মেম্বার বা স্ট্রাকচার এলিমেন্ট যা বলবে। কিন্তু আমাকে তুমি বলো, নাও আই এম গোয়িং টু write the 3 variable name here, which is my structure variable. These are the structure member. These are not the variable of a structure. These are the structure member. It treated as a structure information. তো আমার কাছে
ওখানে শুধু
ইনফরমেশন
ইন্টে ডিক্লেয়ার করতে হবে আর তিনটে ভেরিয়েবল ডিক্লেয়ার করতে হবে, ভুল বললাম আমি।
কি লিখবো এখানে? ইন্ট। তুমি একটা জিনিস, not only you, for all of you, just one thing very clear, that you have to declare here the information whatever you want to store for a particular variable. See, for the previous example, I'm going to declare here all the information of a particular student. Now I'm going to store the roll number, name, fees, marks, whatever it is. All are the information of a particular student, student 1. Now, when we find out the largest of 3 numbers, so we have to first think what are the information we are going to store for a particular number. How do I find that this is a large or this is a large? How do you find that one? So according to that, you have to declare your structure member as well as your variable. So in
স্ট্রাকচার মেম্বার একটাই হবে,
structure member একটাই হবে, যাকে দিয়ে তুমি লার্জেস্টটা চেক করবে, তাতে তোমার সেই ইনফরমেশনটা একটাই ইনফরমেশন একটা পার্টিকুলার নাম্বারের এগেইনস্টে। বিকজ তুমি এখানে ইনফরমেশন স্টোর করছো না কোনো নাম্বারের, তুমি এখানে ফাইন্ড করছো which one is the largest number. In that line you have to declare n1, n2, n3. It is very obvious because I am working with a 3 different variable which is structure variable. So obviously this is n1, n2, n3. Now I am talking about the structure member. সেগুলোর কি, সেটা কি, সেইটা বলো।
স্ট্রাকচার মেম্বার একটা ডিক্লেয়ার করলেই তো হবে।
কি ডিক্লেয়ার করব?
আমি ইন্ট এ ডিক্লেয়ার করুন।
int a. What is the meaning of this a?
ম্যাম এটা ইন্ট লার্জ করলেও তো হয়।
হ্যাঁ, int large করলেও হয়, যা বলবে। আমি int large করলাম বা int এও করতে পারি, কোনো অসুবিধা নেই। হলো, তারপর মেন ফাংশনে এলাম, এবার কি করব? এবার বলো।
আমি ইউজারের দিয়ে তিনটে নাম্বার ইনপুট নেব।
ইউজারের থেকে 3টে নাম্বার ইনপুট নেবে, ফাইন। নাও লিখলাম a, b, c, দেন এটাও নয় লিখে ফেললাম প্রিন্টএফ স্ক্যানএফ লাইন করে, তারপর ওটা পরে লিখছি। তারপরে ধরে নাও প্রিন্টএফ স্ক্যানএফ লাইন আছে, ইউজারের কাছ থেকে 3টে নাম্বার নেওয়া হয়ে গেছে, এরপরে কি লিখবো?
দিয়ে ম্যাম তারপরে ডাইরেক্ট ইফ দিয়ে
ডট লার্জ গ্রেটার দেন n2 ডট লার্জ এন্ড n1 লার্জ গ্রেটার দেন n3 লার্জ, লার্জের ক্ষেত্রে n1 ডট লার্জটা প্রিন্ট হবে।
লার্জ ডট কি বলছো? লার্জ? How do I pass the parameter to this structure member?
Ma'am, if under if it is n1 dot a like that.
Clear হলো না?
Second
Clear হচ্ছে না আমার। How do you pass the parameter to the structure member?
মেইন ফাংশনে শুধু একটা যে কোনো ভ্যারিয়েবল ডিক্লেয়ার করুন যেখানে যেটা লার্জেস্ট হবে সেটা স্টোর করে যাতে প্রিন্ট করাতে পারি। এখানে তিনটে মানে প্রিন্টএফ করে n1 ডট লার্জ স্ক্যান করব, n2 ডট লার্জ স্ক্যান করব, n3 ডট লার্জ স্ক্যান করব।
করলাম, তারপর
যেভাবে তিনটে নাম্বারের মধ্যে বার করে সেভাবে লজিক ইফ এলস।
What about the ABC?
ম্যাম এবিসি দরকার নেই তো মেইন ফাংশনে।
আচ্ছা, মেইন ফাংশনে ABC এর দরকার নেই। তাই তো? বাকিরা কি বলছো? How do I pass the parameter to the n1, n2, n3? Until or unless you put some value for the n1 and n1, n2 and n3, you can't find that whatever your logic is for finding the largest, you can't find that one. So you have to first put some value for n1, n2, n3. In a normal program, I am entering as %d, %d, comma, ampersand n1, ampersand n2, ampersand n3, like that. So in case of structure, how do you pass the parameter to that particular structure variable? Using the structure member. So how do you pass the parameter to the structure member? যেরকম ভাবে প্রিভিয়াস প্রোগ্রাম করেছো সেখান থেকেই কনসেপ্ট নাও, সেম কনসেপ্ট তো। তুমি লার্জেস্ট প্রোগ্রাম লেখো আর স্মলেস্ট প্রোগ্রাম লেখো, কনসেপ্ট তো সেম when you using structure. So you have to now pass the parameter to the structure member. So how do you pass the parameter? How do you pass the parameter in a previous program? si.roll, in that way. Why si? Because si treated as a array, but it's treated as a student 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. And how we will discuss, we already discussed that one. Now in case of 3 number, which is n1, n2 and n3, and I have only the member which is large, it's not problem at all. Now tell me, how do I pass the parameter to this large? So obviously we have to write n1 dot large. আর কোনো অপশন আছে আমাদের কাছে? So in that way you have to put all the 3 values to the n1, n2, n3. Suppose you write first, enter first number. So scanf %d, comma, ampersand n1 dot large. Next, enter second number. Scanf %d, comma, ampersand n2 dot large. Similarly, n3 also. Now all these 3 have some value because I am already passed the parameter to the n1, n2, n3. Now you have to think about how do I find out the largest one. Simple, because we are already know the logic of finding the largest of 3 numbers. So you have to write in that way that n1 dot large is greater than n2 dot large, double ampersand n1 dot large greater than n1, n3 dot large, in that way. Because in between n1 dot large, you are actually storing your value. But why in this way? Because you are going to execute this program using structure, nothing else. Nothing else. So your logic is, if same logic whichever we use in a simple largest program, so in that case we write n1 greater than n2, double ampersand n1 greater than n3, then n1 is large. এখানেও তাই লিখবো, just n1 dot large greater than n2 dot large, double ampersand n1 dot large greater than n3 dot large, then we can say that n1 dot large is a large. Means basically n1 is the largest number, nothing else. But when you print that one, you have to write that the largest number is %d, comma, n1 dot large, in that way. Similarly for n2 dot large, similarly n3 dot large. Okay, so we are going to almost 10. Tomorrow, same time, 9 p.m. Sorry, 9 a.m. And Akamsha, send me the attendance by afternoon. And please make sure in your hard copy, make it 1, no problem, but 2 different column, 1 for CSE and 1 for IT. Okay, don't write all those things in a 1 column. Write CSE, for CSE, write CSE names, and IT make 2 column
I did the
CSE.
same.
But
For
in
CSE
your
and
previous attendance, you are written in that way.
Yes, ma'am.
All are written in a CSE and IT.
Yes, ma'am. The students of CSE are written in the CSE column and the
Okay.
students of IT are in the IT column.
Okay. Fine. So send it by today afternoon. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So tomorrow same time 9 a.m. Okay. Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.